he crossed over into the other lane and hit 50-year-old Chris Sudter. They both died on impact. It's been a tough time for the Sudter family. Their son passed away 3 weeks ago, and now Jen Sudter lost her husband on Wednesday. Despite being riddled with tragedy, she has a beautiful message to share. Let's listen in.
Hello, my dear friends. If you haven't heard, my husband died in that tragic accident just a few days ago. And my son also died of suicide due to complications from a traumatic brain injury he sustained in a four-wheeler accident when he broke his neck. I feel like it's important for us to talk about this because traumatic brain injuries alter your brain in ways that we don't even understand. And when he took his life, I really just believed that it was just a symptom of his brain not working, and so many people suffer. So I just want to let you know that if you've ever suffered from something like this, they didn't know what they were doing, and they need our love and care, and we cannot treat suicide like a dirty word. As for my husband, if you know anything about us, we were madly in love. In fact, I even named my company True Love Skincare because inspired by our love. But if you knew him, you knew that he laughed hard. He spoke loud. He loved harder than anybody I know. And he cared. I wanted to get on here today to thank everybody and the outpouring of love that my family have received. You all are the most amazing people. The world is filled with love, and the world is filled with angels. And our family has been bolstered through this entire experience by earthly angels and heavenly angels. I had to get on here and turn this not into a story of tragedy, but into a story of love, a story of community, a story where people are ultimately good. I want to thank the first responders, the police officers, tow truck drivers, victims advocate. How do we live in a world where people go to work every day to do extraordinary things and wake up and think, I'm going to do this again? Because it matters, because I care, because people need me. I needed you, and you were there. Thank you. I have had countless people donate to me. A perfect stranger. Companies like Chubby's that want to do a fundraiser. And Stone's Auto who fixed my car for free. And so many countless others, including, believe it or not, Walmart, with the two beautiful women employees who just carried me in their arms and did things for me that, like, fix my son's car with tires for free and to help me with pictures of my son's graduation. There are good people everywhere. And so this is a story of love and community. I just can't thank everybody enough for pouring into us. We are devastated. There will always be a hole in my heart. But I will live for Christopher. If you knew two things about us, we would always say, never give up, never surrender. And my son was known for saying, let's go. So please, if you do anything today, tell your loved ones that you love them. And know that I am so grateful for you and that we are going to live on. We are going to love on and that we are going to get through this. I love you. Thank you.
Two heartbreaking losses in such a short time is more than any family should ever have to endure. The family says Chris had no life insurance and the coming expenses will be out of pocket. If you would like to help the Sudter family, you can find their GoFundMe link in our story at KUTV.com. Ooh, that was really heavy. Let's go ahead and switch gears now and talk to meteorologist Sean Kelly with that first alert forecast. The weekend is here and there are lots of colors behind you.
Yeah, a lot of red here on the screen as we approach record-breaking territory as we make our way into the weekend. For right now, we were just shy of 90 degrees today, so at least we won there. It wasn't too hot, but it's certainly going to get that way as we get into the day. Tomorrow, we had the hottest day of the year so far in St. George at 104. The heat is on down in Phoenix and the Vegas area into the triple digits as well. 87 degrees. It is sunny out there. This is a good reminder that if you have any outdoor plans tomorrow, make sure you're being safe, staying hydrated, reapplying that sunscreen. Temperatures later on this evening, absolutely wonderful and comfortable here, especially after sunset. We'll see those temperatures cooling off into the 70s and 60s. Here's the big shift, though, as we head into the weekend. Record-breaking heat on Sunday. Look at that drop here by more than 15 degrees as we start off the work week next week. With that, rain chances go up. Still not too high here across the Wasatch Front, but where it is significant is down to parts that really need the rain and the moisture with the significant drought. We'll talk about how much rain we could see in the southern half of the state and across all of the state in my first alert weather forecast.
Sean, thank you. The Murray City School District and caregivers at Intermountain Medical Center completed a unique partnership that resulted in the donation of more than 475 pairs of new shoes for students in need. And this is for the upcoming school year. Chief Nursing Officer of Intermountain Medical Center, Brian Pendleton, explains how the dream turned into a successful reality. Let's listen.
From this, so we had over 230 caregivers participate in this, which amounted to over 53 million steps, which is about 26,000 miles. So really great to see all of the work that went into this and how it aligns with our desire and our commitment to community service and working with communities and trying to improve the health of our communities. So grateful also for the Murray Youth Council, the students at Murray High School, and creating also the chalk art that we can see here as we're here in the labyrinth, that I would encourage people to come take a look at the amazing chalk art that was here. So grateful for this time and not surprised at all that we have this great turnout, that we have this great result, because our caregivers are so generous, and it's a win-win for everyone that's a part of this. So thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this and working together with Murray School District. So thank you.
Throughout the month of March, Intermountain Medical Center caregivers, they enthusiastically participated in a campus-wide step challenge. IMC pledged to purchase one pair of shoes for every 50 miles caregivers reported during that said month. And the overwhelming dedication of the caregivers led to a remarkable outcome, nearly 54 million steps, roughly totaling more than 2,600 miles. Jennifer Covington, the superintendent of the Murray School District, spoke on the importance of children having secure shoes for the new school year.
This opportunity has provided or resulted in a number of shoes, over 400 pairs of shoes for our students that will benefit them as they go into next school year. One of the things I love about being the leader of a school district is the sense of community. And here in Murray, we have an amazing sense of community. It really is all about working together for the betterment of our students. And I think if all of us think back, we can think of people who helped us along the way in our journey when we were in our schooling days, and how important it is that we have resources and needs met for our students. And so the opportunity to collaborate together on this project has been amazing, and it is going to result in the betterment of our students having great pairs of shoes. One of the things that is important for any student, and if you think about when you were a student, you really wanted to look well going to school. And having shoes is fundamental. Many of our students walk to school, and having good, sturdy shoes that they can walk with is super important for us as well as educators, as well as for their physical health. And so we are just thrilled to be here today. We are so grateful for the generosity of this campaign and what has resulted in it. And we, again, I just can't stress enough how much we are grateful for community partnerships. Community partnerships make everyone better. Everyone rises when we all work together towards a common goal. And this common goal was to provide shoes for our students who need them as we go into next school year.
Chief Nursing Officer Brian Pendleton says that they hope to inspire other cities to participate and continue the effort annually. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, there's ongoing buzz about a first-of-its-kind museum exhibit that's featuring Japanese pioneers. After the break, I'll take you up there to see it. There's a first-of-its-kind exhibit on display right now at the Brigham City Museum of Art and History. It's an exhibit that features the Japanese-American pioneers of Box Elder County. There's a lot to take in and learn, and all of it came right on time as we close out the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
This mural here is of the Hinojo and Nofu Sudter farm.
This panorama of Japanese farming history is the ultimate show and tell for Gerald Nasogi.
This year is my Aunt Mio, my grandpa Hinojo. That there's my Aunt Suze Nagata.
Nasogi was born in Brigham City and raised in West Brigham. You can tell he put in many hours researching his family's history. How many photos have you collected?
Myself, I probably got 2,000 to 3,000 pictures, but for the project, breaking things down, I submitted 450 photos in my package.
Nasogi partnered with the Brigham City Museum of Art and History to explore, collect, and showcase his family's legacy as Japanese Americans of Box Elder County.
Gerald Nasogi lent us this image, this panorama image of the family farm in Corinne in 1920, and we were able to get it professionally scanned, and then our preparator Clint broke it down into panels and measured it out and printed it and put it up.
Alana Blumenthal, the museum's director, says this exhibit is a first of its kind for the area.
Our exhibit ends up covering several sub-themes. So we have the early pioneers and farming, going back all the way to about 1905.
There's many more stories from other Japanese families who contributed pictures, artifacts, and clothing for this exhibit.
We have a large section about civic responsibility, World War II, incarceration, military service.
Is there a particular era that sticks out to you that's your favorite?
Oh, favorite era. As a historian, I think I always kind of lean towards the earlier the better. So I'm fascinated by some of the stories of families who came here in the early 1900s, but there's such a depth and complexity to the World War II era, of course, in the Japanese American story.
It's a complexity of history that Gerald and other Japanese descendants with Utah ties are familiar with.
Everybody didn't come to Utah like saying, we invited you here. During the war, they were put in camps, incarceration camps. And so we have a few relatives that went through that, and that's how they come here.
And in the coming weeks, we'll hear more of Gerald Nasogi's family history. And a reminder here that this exhibit is free to the public and it runs until June 21st. And for more information, you can look for this story on our webpage, KUTV.com. Fanatics becoming the official retail partner for both the Utah Jazz and Mammoth. Starting Sunday, Fanatics will take over operations of all retail locations throughout the Delta Center. To prepare for the transition, the team store inside the Delta Center will be closed from June 2nd through the 9th. As soon as August fans who visit the team store will have access to an expanded selection of Jazz and Mammoth merchandise. As part of the Delta Center's multi-year transformation, Smith Entertainment Group and Fanatics will build a new state-of-the-art flagship store. So much happening these days, even with the weather. Meteorologist Sean Kelly has that first alert forecast.
Yeah, it's going to feel more like June. Well, it is going to be June in just the next few days here as we are starting off with some really hot temperatures out there. We're kicking off with temperatures into the 90s earlier than normal. We typically don't see the 90s until June 8th. But because we're not used to it, I want to make sure everyone is on top of their game and staying hydrated, drinking plenty of fluids, reapplying that sunscreen as well, and avoid doing any strenuous activities in the afternoon and evening hours. And if you are doing so, you want to take frequent breaks in the shade or in the AC. But overall, enjoy it because we're off to a great start for the weekend. The sun is out, and we've seen more sun than any clouds. Up and down the Wasatch Front, we're into the 80s right now. A little bit cooler up towards the north, but down towards the south, we had the warmest day of the season, the hottest day of the season so far in St. George, well into the triple digits. Now cooling things down to 99 degrees, so still plenty hot. 88 in Provo, 88 in Delta. We've got severe weather, the same system that impacted portions of Texas, bringing damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail. Well, now it's impacting the northeast and mid-Atlantic here, so this could impact some travel if you're maybe taking a red eye to that part of the country as we head into the overnight tonight. Meanwhile, here at home, you can see much of the west is quiet. We've got some showers here and some storms across portions of Colorado, but we are dry for much of the state here in Utah, other than a few sprinkles. Very, very light rain falling here south and southeast of the Cedar City area, Zion, Springdale, and even St. George could see a sprinkle here this evening. Here's going to be the storm that will impact us all the way down in the Pacific, south of the Baja Peninsula. This is actually Tropical Storm Alvin with 50-mile-per-hour winds, the first tropical storm of the hurricane season for them. That'll be moving northward and bringing moisture with it. Unfortunately, we also have a cold front that'll be pushing it down to the south and southeast. So the best chance for rain will be out across the Four Corners and down towards the southern half of Utah. For the weekend, though, all of us will stay dry, the majority of us, that is, especially Saturday. Sunday, we start to see a little bit more moisture, and that means cloudier skies for much of the state. A few isolated showers south of I-70, but here we go. By Monday morning, we're seeing scattered rain developing south of I-70 into the St. George area. We could see some showers for your morning commute. Those shower chances ramp up by Monday evening. Central and southern Utah, notice the drier air, unfortunately, up towards the north, and those shower chances continue into much of the day on Tuesday, lingering into Wednesday. And again, the areas that need the rain the most, likely seeing the most amount of rain, probably on average about a ½ an inch. So this will be really nice to see down towards the south. So as lows overnight, we're down into the 60s and 50s. Highs tomorrow, we're into the 90s here. This will likely be the warmest day of the year so far for us here in Salt Lake City. St. George, you've got triple digits one more day, and then slightly cooler Sunday, and then rain chances really ramp up Monday, lingering into Tuesday with temperatures into the 80s along the Wasatch Front. Record-breaking heat likely on Sunday, and look at that significant drop in the temperatures there by more than 15 degrees with a few showers, a few thunderstorms. Again, it'll be more so isolated to widely scattered. Cooler temperatures, though, that's a big story through Wednesday, and then we start to dry things out and heat things back up into the 80s by the end of the week.
All right, thanks, Sean. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, a 103-year-old man, or woman, I should say, who bowls every Friday night. Why, she says, life is better than a perfect strike. Okay, taking a look at what's trending, Grammy award-winning singer Taylor Swift now owns her entire music catalog. She made the announcement on her website today. The 35-year-old has been in a battle for roughly 6 years to buy back the master recordings.
It's been a long road. She lost the rights after her former record labels sold them. Swift now has all the rights to all of her music, videos, concert films, album art, and unreleased songs.
At 103 years old, this woman, her schedule is packed to the brim. In addition to bowling every week, she plays ukulele, golfs, she paints, and she can do aerobics. Frances Wong was born in downtown Los Angeles in 1922. She is not only the oldest bowler in her league, she's arguably the most cheerful and always laughing and having a good time.
She knows how to have a good time. Wong says her secret is not what she eats or drinks, but how she lives her life.
That's how it should be. Well, we hope you're living your life to the fullest this weekend. Have a good one.